the H5N1 bird flu. This is the same variation or strain, or, well, it's not the same, it's analogous to the one that swept the world in 1918, 1919, killed hundreds of millions of people. That new strain of bird flu has now gone airborne. It's officially airborne. The study focused on transmission in ferrets. So this is not, people yet, but hey, the study says it displayed reduced virulence. It's not quite as deadly, but it's far more contagious. And of course, this is how the 1918 pandemic started, with a mild flu that then became more virulent as time went on. And this all happens right after the Trump administration canceled an $800 million contract with Moderna to develop a bird flu vaccine. And as Bob Kennedy has stopped tracking bird flu largely, and the whole CDC staff and those folks that were working on bird flu, they're kind of looking for other things to do. This is This is another piece of this. Amy Maxman, writing for the Kaiser Family Foundation, or KFF they call it now, Health News. The Trump administration's cancellation of $766 million in contracts to develop mRNA vaccines against potential pandemic flu viruses is the latest blow to national defense, former health security officials said. They warned that the U.S. could be at the mercy of other countries in the next pandemic. Why? Well, we saw this. We developed a vaccine against COVID. It rolled it out in December of 2020, and by the first couple months of 2021, Americans were vaccinated by the millions. But in other countries, they couldn't get the vaccine because we made it. And, it took months before they got it. And as a consequence, hundreds of thousands of people died in those other countries. Well, if we're not going to manufacture the vaccine, we could be the ones at the end of the bus, at the end of the train, or the end of the whatever, the end of the line. I mean, 103 million people were killed by the last flu pandemic in the last century. They go on to note, in anticipation of the next big one, the U.S. government began bolstering the nation's pandemic flu defenses during the George W. Bush administration. These strategies were designed by the Security Council and the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority at the Department of Health and Human Services. And the Trump administration is undermining each of these steps as it guts these health agencies, Amy Maxman writes, cuts research and health budgets, and issues perplexing policy changes. Since Trump took office, at least half the Security Council staff has been laid off or left, and the future of BARDA is murky. The nation's top vaccine advisor, Peter Marks, resigned under pressure in March, citing, quote, the unprecedented assault on scientific truth. And now Trump is not only stopping funding for vaccines going forward, he's trying to get the vaccine companies to give back to the federal government the money that they've already received and spent on partially developing these vaccines. This is just wild stuff.